Good morning. This is my first 1 Million Cups presentation. I'm DeMont Campbell. I'm half the team of Soul Stacks. So many people like myself, I like to collect shoes. I have a lot of shoes, and I hate having all the shoe boxes. And there's not a lot of solutions out there for people like me that like to collect shoes and keep the boxes, or have, when I was a teenager, have my mom walk into my bedroom and trip over my shoes. So we've developed Soul Stacks, which is what you're looking at here. We started off as a successful Kickstarter 3 years ago and raised $12,000 to launch our product, and we've been going strong ever since. Our competition right now is the IKEA has something that's similar, that stands vertical. We don't think it's as efficient, and it's made out of cheaper material. So we have a YouTube video where we're standing on the top of our product, and our product stays together. Whereas with IKEA, you can't stand on their product. It's made out of particle board, so it's a little bit cheaper material, cheaper quality. Another competitor of ours that makes something similar is the Container Store has like these plastic boxes, but those aren't really cost efficient because each one of these plastic boxes costs about $20. So for all of my shoes there, I'm probably looking at $130, $140 to store all of my shoes. And then basic Walmart, Target shelves that you see right here. But the problem with this is that you only see the front profile, and many people would like to see the more visual side of the side profile of your shoe. So Soul Stacks shows out a little bit more personality and shows like the side profile of your shoe. Our hashtag, our motto is made to be seen. You're actually seeing the profile of your shoe. Earlier this year, we actually launched a new product, our wall mount stack, for people that don't necessarily have the floor space, but maybe like people that live in New York that have smaller apartments, or want to see, or maybe a retail shop that just wants to display these on the wall. We launched this product in March, and we made 75 units and sold out in a month. So our freestanding stacks comes in two variations. We have a 6-stack, which is right here, what you're seeing up on the stage, and then we have a bigger shelf that's a 10-stack that carries 10 shoes. And one thing that I wanted to point out was we've actually cut out a triangle at the top for people that want to store like a football or a basketball on the top of their shelf, right here. So here's just like some different variations of what you could use it for. These are actually the 10 stacks. We had a customer buy 6 10 stacks, so roughly 60 shoes of his collection just right here. A great organization tool. Display Your Shoes is actually a retail shop in Boston that bought some of our products. People that, like myself, I wear different shoes in different seasons. So you could display your different shoes that you wear throughout the week. Here's our wall mount stack. So the cool thing about this is that, I can butt these up together and make it just a little bit more modular and kind of stack them as high or as long as I want to go. Here's another Boston store that bought a couple of our products, and they're actually looking at us to create a stack for them personally, because they have this little circular glass wall in their retail shop that they want us to make some of these for. So the one thing that we pride ourselves on is quality. So we actually buy our material here in Richardson. It's made out of maple, half-inch maple material. It's cut from a CNC shop in Grand Prairie. And the acrylic shelves come from Carrollton, a plastic distributor that we have. So back to that Kickstarter campaign. So we raised $12,000 through Kickstarter, and from that, we've seen an increase in our revenue. So our proof of concept year, our total revenue was $6,874. Last year, we more than tripled that. And then this year, we've raised about $17,000, and that's before all of our holiday sales and everything like that. So That number's from about a month ago. The big dip in why the revenue has dropped from last year is because we moved our manufacturing from Boston to Dallas. So we had to spend about 3 or 4 months during the summer for my partner to teach me how to do all the stuff that he was doing. So we had on my behalf, we had a lot of screw ups. We ordered some wrong materials, stuff like that. And we also launched the wall mount stacks earlier this year. So that took about 2 or 3 months to research and develop and do a prototype and stuff like that. So I would say that we've done pretty well so far this year, with only having our website up probably for 6 months out of this year. Our current business strategy is to just have a competitive edge, to connect with the sneaker community. We've had a couple YouTubers reach out to us. We've had our product on some YouTube channels. Like I said, made to be seen. So we want to reiterate the point that people are actually seeing the side profile of their shoe. The future opportunities that we're looking at right now is lowering the price point. Right now, the price of our product, I think, is a little bit too high, where we're kind of limiting ourselves to people that don't. I would say people that make above a $40,000 income can afford our product, but we want to kind of lower the price point so that it's a little bit more global for everybody. We also want to get into wholesale purchasing, global shipping. We're having a huge problem finding somebody that can ship our material overseas into Canada. We have a huge market in Toronto that we cannot ship to because the weight of our product is so much. That drives a factor into the price, but it costs somebody almost $100 to ship this to Canada or to Mexico or across seas, which is almost the price of our product, so we can't justify it. We want to get into licensing. We have ideas of actually doing like NBA logos on the side and people's names and stuff like that inscribed on the sidewalls. We also have other products that we want to pitch and give out to people. So the things that we're looking at from the community is marketing strategies, helping with SEO, building inventory, getting a better community presence and mentorship. And if I didn't say this already, my partner Jacob actually lives in Boston. So we're doing this as a side kind of gig. He's a sneaker designer for Puma, and I'm an architect here in Dallas. So I work in South Oak Cliff. But me and him have been working together for about a year now, and it's pretty exciting to get the outreach and get to connect with a lot of people, talk about shoes, stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you. So the first question is, how many pairs of shoes do you have? Because you're super stylish.
So I have close to 100 pairs of shoes.
Now, how many soul stacks do you have now?
I have 3 personal ones.
3?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We're going to kick off our second round of Q&A. I just wanted to remind people that Matt passed out a survey that Demont is asking everyone to take the time to complete today. I have some pens from Launchpad City. They're allowing us to borrow them. So when you're done with your pen, just please, if you can drop it back in the bin or just leave it on the table and I'll pick it up today. So we'll go ahead and get started if you're ready. Let me know if you need a pen as well.
The first thing is, I can see that product in my son's closet. So that answers your question number 3. However, it seems like the only thing that this product is for sneakers. Is that correct?
Well, so they can be used for sneakers, but one thing that we kind of failed on is females use this product too. Females go to the gym or train or have high heels or whatever that they could also use this for, but we haven't broken into that market yet.
Well, you do realize that you have 130 pair. She probably has about 230 pair.
Right.
I totally agree with Yvette. Like, I have probably, I don't know, 50 sneakers myself, and then I have about 150 other kind of shoes. But when you're showing, your slideshow, and even on this fantastic piece of marketing material, which is great, I feel like it's only men's sneakers, and it's only sneakers. Are you going to market to women at all, and are you going to market other shoes? Because you're not wearing sneakers today.
Right. So I mean, I have one that's just for my dress shoes, but like me and Jacob, being the marketing designy people that we are, we like everything to be perfect. So when we market stuff, if for some reason if we have a friend that wants that we can use their shoes, we want it to be like the most up-to-date shoes, that when we throw it on social media, like people kind of gravitate to whatever's new out.
Can you get sponsorship for that? In other words, I'm sure companies want to advertise their shoes, so you can borrow their shoes for a photo shoot and give them right back. But I think you are missing out on a great opportunity, because women, we have so many pairs of sneakers. And the other thing is, you're saying shoes. You keep saying shoes, but really you're talking about sneakers, right? I guess I'm confused. Are you going towards shoes or sneakers? Because they really are. Sneakers are a type of shoe, but are we talking, when you're marketing, there's nothing wrong with having a niche, in other words. If you're just going for sneakers, just go for sneakers and do that like to the max. Don't do anything else. But I want to know, am I going to buy this for my shoes, or am I just doing sneakers? Right. But I love everything. I love the product, love the presentation. I think you need to be wearing sneakers if you're going to be talking about sneakers, though.
Gotcha.
Hey, well, first of all, awesome. Totally love it. Actually, when Nick and I walked in, I saw the stacks over there, and I was like, dang, this place has some great shoes. I didn't know that you were presenting. I should have looked up. But very stylish. I would totally use it. I don't have that many shoes. But the one thing I was thinking, so it seems like the design is particular for a certain shape of shoe. It's like thin in the front and then it widens in the back. My sneakers aren't like that. Doesn't mean anything. But what I was thinking, an easy break into the women's kind of section would be for wedges, because the wedges have that same type of shape, and my wedges have kind of a sticky type of sole, so they could be centered nicely, just like the sneakers are. So I thought, if you wanted an easy break into women's shoes, wedges might be a first type of thing. What was the other thing? For high heels, I just had a little design thought. If you put a little notch in the base, that might be able to hold the front of the heel so that it doesn't slip back and fall off. Just little thought.
We've actually tested that. So on our social media, we have been introducing more women shoes, but we've tested like high heels and stuff, and they don't slide off. They don't slide down. Okay. Once you set them there, they're there. But the biggest shoe that fits on our shelves is a size 14 high top. So the profile at the very where your toes are shouldn't really affect if it should fit in there or not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Good. Let's see. So the other thing was the weight of the product. I don't know how much all of that weighs, but I was thinking if you made the wood parts similar material as the clear parts, that might make it weigh less and have easier shipping. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, awesome product. I totally get this. I played basketball for 7 years. I love it. And so many of my teammates just had lockers full, closets full of shoes. That's crazy. It drove their mothers crazy. So a couple thoughts. So like first is, I don't know if you guys have an IP attorney, but I would definitely go and try to file like a patent or something around this. Second is, I agree with that, what they said, go out and try to find an endorsement. I think that would be awesome for you guys. Third is, sorry, rapid fire, I love it, right? Have you guys thought about doing something with snapbacks? Like I think, because like I feel like snapbacks and sneakers go hand in hand. So maybe you guys could consider like having a snapback hanger on the side.
Okay.
And then my other thought is maybe the market for this really is like retail stores.
Right.
Because this could be a better way to sell shoes. I don't know, and you could do lighting with it and that whole thing. But have you guys thought about retail at all, or? No,
we haven't branched into that market. We've only been solely focusing on just everyday people.
Yeah.
Since we're working on this, part time, it's hard to reach out to.
I get that. Yeah.
To retail shops.
And like specifically the niche there, maybe like a retail shoe store in like New York or something,
right,
where they can't afford to have that much space,
Right.
And then my last thought is, I think it would be really cool if you could customize this. So like I know like on the Nike website you can customize sneakers, and we were actually looking at this for sneakers for drone parks.
Right.
So like my thought would be, it would be really cool if you could do that. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, who's next? Thanks. I know it was a little bit long, but thanks.
Yeah, we've thought about that, and we want to get into the licensing so that we can do stuff like this. This is actually another design that Jacob has come up with, where it looks more like a shoebox, the top and bottom, and it kind of compacts the product itself. So we've thought about that.
Damon, one thing I didn't tell you about, and I've been working with Damon on this, and back in my early days, I was actually sold lady shoes, and there's a huge market, obviously, for lady shoes and dress shoes. And I think the idea of your product is that you're seeing shoes from a profile as opposed to from the back is huge for consumers.
Right.
And so as this progresses and as you guys succeed and make strides forward, I think that's a very untapped market that you could definitely go into.
Are you familiar with custom closet designs?
No.
That may be a huge market for you. Yeah, there's a couple of local ones here that they just can't stop building them.
Okay.
And I have the name of a couple if you want to talk afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah, and I don't know if you've noticed, the guys think hey, that's cool, but all the women in here are like, oh my God. So you may be slightly focusing on the wrong market. That's just a little bit input.
Well, I have to say, when I first saw your slides, I saw them a couple of weeks ago, I was like, well, where's the women's shoes? And the one thing that I talked with Matt about is that when you think about the buying decisions in the household, even for the guys who just have girlfriends, oftentimes their girlfriends are buying things for them. So if you can target to the female audience, just because we do the majority of the purchasing, even for our boyfriends, we do the majority of the purchasing, and the holidays are coming up. So what a perfect opportunity to pair one of these soul stacks with this brand new pair of tennis shoes that your boyfriend's been wanting.
Right.
I'm not going to say anything new. I just want to jump on board with this so you get the message. The market is women and retail.
And women with boyfriends. He's got it. It's women with men in their lives who have tennis shoes too.
All right, and to piggyback onto that women thing, have you thought about doing maybe a design change on it, where on the sides of it you could put in the holes where they can actually slide shoes or heels into the side of it, or possibly add little clamps where you can clamp boots onto it that are much higher profile than tennis shoes?
No, we haven't thought about that. We do have another design concept that we're thinking about that kind of looks more like kind of like an airplane hanger or something, where they kind of just clamp in and you actually kind of encapsulate them into some type of base. But we haven't thought about that yet.
Well, to piggyback off of what some other people have already said, there's a lot of untapped potential in terms of other markets. I would say, trust your metrics and test out and see what, the best areas are. Because, the potential for this is everyone who has more than 3 pairs of shoes pretty much, right? The other thing I would mention is in terms of retail, not only is there an opportunity there just to sell your product, but approach them and maybe give them a minor discount to promote the stacks themselves, right? To put out some signage and say, hey, you can have this beautiful display in your house too. And then you have the market who's already there, who's already interested in your product, and a borderline free way to get out some good promotional material too.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, we're at 10 o'clock, so I have to ask the last question so I don't get in trouble for going over time. But we are going to move out into the lobby, and Yvette, Nick, please, connect with DeMont so you can continue the conversation. I don't want him to miss anything that could be helpful for his business, but I did want to give him a chance to just answer, what can we as a community do to help you? And then right after that, we don't want to miss this drone flying over our heads, Afia. I hope it flies over your head first. So we're going to go out to the lobby for that. But please do tell us how we can help you.
So if there's anybody that's in marketing that could help reach out to us, please do. I think that's the biggest fallback that we're having right now. And then just getting the word out. Word of mouth is the biggest component to driving sales. So if you guys could follow us, we already have if you just type in Soul Stacks, you can literally see the history of our progression from being in magazines and stuff like that. So if you could just share that, talk to friends, family about it, we really appreciate that.